Welcome back to Esports News UK in partnership with GGBet. Today we are joined by the legendary Polish player TaZ. TaZ, it's your first time competing in London since the Face It Minor 2018. How's it feel to be back?
Hey, I feel fresh. I feel good. I feel ready.
Absolutely. We need to clear up a little bit because we thought you were going to be playing m0NESY now, visa issues finished, or at least sorted out a little bit. No? What are we going to see tomorrow?
Hey, listen, I'll go back from this press. I'll chime in some more facets. I will do some retakes, some prep. I will be ready. Okay. If Ilya will not arrive on time, I will be there.
And do we know if he'll be here? Do we know if he'll arrive on time?
We don't know that like 100%, but what I know, if I'm playing this game, they're going down.
Absolutely. Have you managed to get a lot of practice in then?
0.
It's absolutely amazing. But you still feel fresh?
Hey, feeling confident,
And that's all you need?
That's what you need.
Absolutely. I do want to talk to you then about the way you've sort of got into coaching. You won your first tournament in coaching in Dallas. It's been a very long time ago that you won your first tournament as a player, about 2003. So what felt better? Was it winning it as a coach now, knowing that you've achieved everything as a player and going into coaching, or winning that first LAN back when you were a player? Which one feels better?
It's very hard to answer because I believe that both of them are on the same level. Like when I won as a player, it was my first win as a player, and now I won my first event as a coach. And I still, like, deep inside me, I believe that there is still the event that I will remember more, even more. Like it was a Cinderella story. It was a kind of miracle run to win the event the way we won. But what I really want to do is I want to have a full team, the team I'm fully coaching, and we get this, huge trophy. And then I feel like it will be even better feeling.
Absolutely. It must help as well to have your Team Pentagram teammates, Neo and Cuban, also coaching. So have you spoke to them a lot for some advice moving into your new role?
Actually, we didn't talk too much, but at the beginning we had a brief talk. Like, we are 3 totally different personalities. Like, we approach the game maybe in similar way, but when it comes to like personalities and our let's say characteristic values that we want from the players or we represent are a little bit different.
And it's no secret that you and Neo did used to have a bit of a rivalry back in 1.6, obviously then coming together for the Golden Five. Teammates for a long, long time, over 6,000 days. So do you think that rivalry that you had back in 1.6 is back now that you're coaching different teams?
Oh, I think that it's not the same degree, but definitely there is something. I don't know if Philip is feeling it at all, but for me there is always a little bit more spiciness when we play against each other. Like, it's, you can't forget it. Like, that's how you started to play. That's basically when we were playing together in 1.6, we still were a little bit, let's say, challenging each other to be better. And I feel like this is also the same scenario.
So do you always want to beat him? Do you want to beat him here?
I mean, definitely it will be a little bit harder, hey? But we will see, man. We will see. I always want to win against any team, and if we are playing against Neo, it's just have a special feeling.
Absolutely. I want to talk a little bit about the changes that Valve have made to the Major, where they won't be doing open qualifiers in Europe and North America, at least for Shanghai, and then maybe going forward. Coming through esports at a time where it was fresh, it was brand new, it wasn't really a thing when you were playing, and then seeing it grow, do you think that it's the wrong decision to stop open qualifiers? Does it take away from the magic?
I think that the cheaters are the real people to blame, and that's the real problem that takes away the magic of open qualifiers, because you don't get the players who are really fighting for it hard. They're working hard because they are getting they can get unlucky, right? So that's the real problem. I think that why Valve is doing it is that they want to put more towards tournaments. They want to put more value to the events, and by that maybe you'll have more open qualifiers, more close qualifiers for the smaller teams.
Yeah.
And by playing some ECA Open, like going to ECA Challenger, you still have you have a chance to go to these events because there will be so many events next year. So on one side, yeah, it's pretty bad because it was very straightforward. You had like 4 or 5 qualifiers and you had a chance to qualify. But on the other hand, the amount of tournaments that you have nowadays is there's no comparison to a few years back or even more years back. So we are in a very good place. It's just a different approach.
Absolutely. You touched on there that there'll be loads of tournaments next year. When you were in the tail end of your career, where you were in that open qualifier circuit, did you experience a lot of issues with cheaters?
I mean, it's hard to say because I'm not the type of guy who will be like searching and trying to validate my loss by playing against a cheater. So if I lose, I always look at myself first. Then I look what we could do better as a team. And maybe if I feel like we did a lot of good things, then I'm like, yeah, but how? And then maybe I'll approach it in a way about like maybe there's something cheating, right? But I felt like it was cool back then, but it was extremely hard because there still was, the system wasn't good. You have a lot of best of ones, and you need to win a lot of best of ones. So, hey, you will never be happy. Like community will never be happy, no matter what will happen.
That's fair enough. And talking about your approach to games and things like that, the changes that dropped just before IEM Dallas, obviously for you had loads of changes at the event, but the Vertigo A-Site changes dropped just a few days before. What do you think about players that were complaining that ESL chose to use the new patch? Do you think that all events that are played should use the latest version of the game, or when it's only a couple of days before, is it just a little bit too early?
I like that we are kind of straightforward. When there is a new update, we always vote to play in the new update. And we are ready to take the consequences. Like it's hard to not play the new update and then you come up from the event and you're like 1 or 2 weeks behind everyone else. So I think it was a good decision, but obviously someone whose best map is Vertigo, right, that could be not that happy. Still, like you need to be able to create things on the fly, and I think that it wasn't that terrible.
And can you tell us if you're going to be playing much Vertigo at this event? Because you were banning it straight up at Dallas. You don't play too much of it. Obviously, Mirage also a bit of a permaban. So are we going to see you play much Vertigo? Can you reveal that?
I mean, we didn't ban it in every game, but certainly when there's a team that plays it like a lot, right? We need to also adapt to Ilya not being here. We need to adapt to the other team's veto, so you never know.
And then if you are going to play, we don't know if you will, but if you are, how excited are you to see this London crowd?
I'm very excited, but first I need to get to the London crowd. So I need to get through some vitalities. I need to get through some spirits or VPs. It's, hey, I'm not saying it will be easy, but I'm ready.
Thank you very much. Is there anything you want to say lastly to the fans?
Just enjoy the show.
Thank you very much, guys, and make sure to follow all of our content this weekend as we cover the Blast Premier Spring Final.